Hello. Facebook Live changed their the formatting on me. Can everybody hear me? Hello, Sarah. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, so um, cool. We're gonna go ahead and get started then. Now that I'm getting used to the weird new format here, everything's like switched and goofy. Um, So I'm Nicole Josette. I'm the digital archivist with the South Dakota State Archives. We're glad you're back. Um, I am still getting settled. Sorry. So yes, welcome back. Feel free to, say hello in the comments. Yep, awesome. And it looks like we have Sarah with us, and we have Matthew, and yeah, so if anything comes up during the stream, please put it in the comments, and we'll one of us will get to it. Oh, okay. Let's see here. From Buffalo. Okay, I'm actually set up now. Okay, so like I said, um, actually, no, I don't think I said. I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about this week. So we're going to talk about the our COVID-19 documentation project. I want to give you some background about it. I want to tell you why we're doing it, what we're looking for, and I'm going to show you the submission form. But first, I want to take a minute to give you an update on our reopening. We just received word that we're confirmed for opening this Monday, June 15th. Um, and there are a lot of new policies and procedures that you'll need to know about that we've kind of implemented to try to keep everybody safe. So next week, Sarah is going to do the stream, and she's going to get into all the dirty details about what you need to know to come research at the state archives. But there are a few big things that we wanted to let you know about now. The most important thing is that we're not going to be allow walk-in visits anymore, which is how we've always done it in the past. But with you know times are changing, and so instead we're going to go by appointment only. Um, this allows us to control the number of researchers in the room, and it also helps make sure that we're able to keep researchers at safe distances, um, as well as sticking to a regular cleaning schedule, which will now be part of our normal day. So you can go to our website. We've just set up a new page with all the information you need. It is history.sd.gov/archives/research, and that will go in the chat. Um, and yeah, then read through that, and then you can call us or email us, and we will get you on the schedule. Um, but yeah, like I said, next week Sarah is going to go through in much more detail what the changes are, and we can answer questions then. I mean, obviously, if you have questions, we'll try to answer them now, but she'll get into it next week. Um, so thank you for being patient with us while we're, you know, figuring out the new normal. Um, Archives and libraries across the country are all like, we're working together to try to come up with the best policies to keep our patrons safe. So thank you for bearing with us. Okay, so our COVID-19 documentation project. So um, obviously, these past few months have been unlike anything most of us have experienced. Um, Back in March, right around the time that state employees were sent home, COVID-19 was dominating the news, and someone asked us what we were doing to document the situation. It was such a confusing time, and the details were still coming out, and people were having to make huge adjustments to their lives. So it's clear this is going to be a historic event, one that future researchers are going to want to learn about. Um, like with the 1918 pandemic, which people still do research about. Matthew still answers questions and gives talks about it. Um, so yeah, it's going to be a big historic event. I don't think anybody can deny that. So we wanted to document it. We found a few other places were doing digital submissions, and we thought that that would be a great idea to create as full of a picture as possible. Um, with the 1918 pandemic, archiving didn't look like it did today, or like it does today. Um, and obviously, technology has completely jumped forward. Um, so what we have from that time period is stuff that we got after the fact. It was like an afterthought. There's material there for sure, but to be where we are now in the middle of it, to be able to actively collect information from everyday South Dakotans about how their day-to-day lives have changed, how they've handled the pandemic, things like that. It's a unique place that we're in. So we wanted to collect stuff, and we wanted to make it as easy as possible. Uh, this is the first time we've had an online submission option for digital items. Usually to submit digital stuff, it's exactly the same as submitting physical materials, where you get in touch with one of the archivists and we walk you through the paperwork and set up transfer. And yeah, so to have, to actively solicit something and try to come up with a workflow for it was something new. But after looking at what was available and what we were capable of, we decided to use Google Forms, which is a part of the Google Apps suite. We figured that Google and Gmail is a pretty widely used platform. So we built the form there and set it up and started to get materials in. And we're looking for more. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff we've gotten and some of the stuff we want. Because if you're in South Dakota or a South Dakota citizen, we want to know what your life looks like. I think that some people may be thinking too big. Like, we've gotten some great videos that have been like shot and put together, and like a lot of effort has gone into it, but it doesn't, and I love them, by the way. They're some of my favorite things that we've received, but it doesn't have to be that big. You're taking photos and putting them on your Facebook, and we, you know, that's the sort of thing we want. Like some of the photos we have some from libraries, showing how their interactions with patrons has changed, because it's new for us too. um, we've got some groups have submitted how their meetings have changed, like how they're meeting at a distance, or we've got some photos of Zoom meetings. Um, we have, but like we just got some photos of like someone standing in the empty aisle of our or Walmart where there's no toilet paper. Um, so we do want photos like that of everyday life. We want to see your, the car processions that you do around your neighborhoods. We want to see the graduation ceremonies. We want to see um, the bears in your window, art that you've done, um, anything like that. So, yes. Um, sorry, lost where I am. What else do we have? We have some personal narratives, which are great. Um, we've gotten a few, and it's great because they're all different. Like, there's not really overlap in them. They're all unique experiences. And with personal narratives, it's useful for future for documenting this sort of thing, and for um, as resources for future researchers, because it's experiences written about in your own voice. Um, and I mean, anyone who does research now, like, journals are a big deal. We Letters are a big deal. Researchers like things that are personal like that. Um, so, and personal narratives, like, they don't have to be long. I don't think anything we've received has been over um, like a page typed. It's, yeah, any way your life has changed. Just, you can write it out, submit it in the form. Um, what else did we want that we don't have a lot of? Oh, social media. We're accepting social media. Um, your social media, there's some legal things, so we don't want you going out and just like screenshotting everything you see that's cool. But like if you have a post that you thought got good traction, or that you said something shared about your life, you can screenshot that, um, and send that to us. Um, because people are using social media, to document this today. One of the things we got was actually a TikTok video that someone had made, someone in Pierre had made, a family in Pierre had made. Um, and I think that's great. So, it doesn't have to be a Facebook post. It could be a TikTok video. It could be an Instagram story, you know. Um, what else? Art. We haven't received any art, and that bums me out a little bit, because I think a lot of us have been creating more. Um, I know I have been, um, and I think some people are using their art to process the situation, and um, that's something that we want to know about. We don't, and we certainly don't expect your physical art, but like snap a picture of it. Um, even I've seen some masks that I'd consider art in the way that they're a lot of us have like, you know, those fabric masks now. But I've seen some creators doing absolutely amazing things with them, and like embroidery and um, like the patterns and like I'm not a sewer. I don't know all the words, but like the word will come to me maybe. Just very cool masks. Like that's art. We want to see it, and that's clearly COVID related. Um, but you know, paintings, drawings, maybe your kids are coloring more. Um, Chalk on the sidewalk. Those are all examples. You don't need to think big at all. Think very small, and you'll probably find there's a lot of stuff you've been doing differently that um, counts. Um, One other thing that we thought of was journals. Um, I think especially in the beginning when everything was so up in the air, various people recommended journaling as a way to process things. And if you're comfortable sharing that, that is another thing we're definitely looking for. The I mean, we have diaries and journals in our collection now from way back, and they're interesting resources. It's kind of like with the personal narratives, where it's in your own voice. Um, so again, if you feel comfortable sharing that, and we can talk about it, the amount of availability you want with it, that's an option. So let's see. I've talked about the things we have and the things we want. Um, and let's see here. I want to show you how we're doing this. So I have, let me see here. Yeah, a hot second to figure this out. Okay, so um, in just a second here, you should be able to see my our website. Yes, there it is. Um, so this is our website, and I want to show you where to go to donate stuff. So this is our front page. This is history.sd.gov/archives. Right on the front page, we have this little block for this project, and there's more about the project, what we're looking for, things like that. Basically, what I've just said. And we have upload your resource here. Nice big link. So this is going to bring you to our form. And this is mostly useful if you have a Google account. So the way the Google Forms work is they require it dumps the items into our Google Drive, and apparently you also need a Google account to like do the transfer. And I'm going to tell you about the other way to do this if you do not have a Google account in just a second, but I want to show you this first. So this is our form. If you're already signed in, it's going to tell who you are, and there's some stuff you're going to have to read. Just like with any other donation, this is a legal submission. You're giving over ownership to us, and so we need you to be aware of that. So make sure you read this stuff. There's, some basic information we need to know about you. Um, you can choose what you're submitting. Um, I'm going to hit video just to show you. Oh, no. Sorry, I totally forgot I have to do this. Oh, we're gonna, oh my goodness. It's not my email. I know I spelled it wrong. Location, I am in Pier. Okay, now, yes, I made, a lot of this information is required, and there's a reason for that. We need all of this information, and so it's a pain for me to show you this, but it's necessary to have. So, okay, so here we're submitting photos. We ask for, if you want the title of it, who took the image, the photo, when was it taken, where was it taken, um, context, like if you know who's in who's in the photo, or what they're doing or what's happening, put that in there. Then you have the option to add a file, and doing it from my drive, I don't have a whole lot, but you'll select it, you'll hit upload. That's that. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Oh, but I want to show you the end. Oh, that's okay. I can actually do it this way and be less of a... Yes, okay, so this is our second form. It's exactly the same as the first. And I think I can skip things, kind of. We're gonna name, agree, here, other, photo, next. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to answer any of this. You should, and we ask you to, but then we have terms and conditions. So this is the last thing, and this is exactly the same in both versions of this form that I'm showing you. That you'll need to read, you'll need to mark that you agree with or you understand the terms, you've read them, and then you're able to choose restrictions. So if you want them to be included in publications and digital collections and exhibits, that's an option. The other option is letting it be included like anonymously, like we will not attribute it to you. The last option is not making it available outside of our research room. And any of those options, like whatever you feel comfortable with. Let's see here. So we've talked about the forms. I guess I should say that this signing off on all of this is important because, like I said, it is a legal donation. And we do a similar thing with everything that's donated to us. Like Matthew talked about a few weeks ago with donating manuscript stuff, like we need to own it. And so, just emailing stuff to us is not gonna get it added to the project. I think I can switch back here. And that is, oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. If you do not have a Google account, you can still submit stuff. You need to email me, and I will um, have you transfer whatever it is you want, you want to donate, um, and then I will have you fill out. I, sh- I should have been more clear in the lab when talking about the forms. We have the form that we want everyone to use. We understand that not everyone has a Google account. We have a second form that is not on our website, so you have to email me to ask about it, where you still sign off on the legal stuff and you give us all the context about it you can, but it's understood that I already have the materials from you in another way. So it's, I guess all that to say, you don't need a Google account. We will still take your stuff. It just means you have to reach out to me, and I would love you to do that. So, and we do get some stuff. We've gotten plenty of stuff that way. It's not a perfect solution, but it's um, a good one for what we have available to us. Um, so yes, um, give me a second to look through the comments. Oh, people from all over. We're glad you're here. We appreciate you sticking with this, since, hopefully this is interesting to you at least, even if, we can't necessarily take your stuff. But check and see if your states are doing something similar. I think a lot of other states are now. So, oh, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to say, and do you think I wrote it down to be able to call on it easily? No. Um, let's see. It was. Ugh, I'm sorry. That's so bad. That's what I get for not writing things down. Um, but yes, so you don't have to sit here and painfully watch me trying to come up with something that's going to drive me crazy. Um, I think that's all I have for you. So if there are any questions, um, you know, go ahead and type them in. Encourage your friends and family who are still in South Dakota to submit to us. Um, we, like I said, we want to be able to paint a complete picture of what's happening here. It's really kind of not cool, but it's kind of cool that we can foresee that this is going to be important and that we can collect things about it and make it available. Um, yeah. Oh, question. Will the Google form process be up for the foreseeable future, or do you anticipate setting a deadline on it? That is a very good question. So far, we're planning on leaving it up for the foreseeable future. We don't have an end date in mind. We're kind of waiting to see how things go, with, because I mean, we're still in it. Um, so when we decide to call it quits with it, I will make sure to advertise that. But that being said, um, even once the Google form is closed, you can still reach out to us if you miss the window. But like I said, I don't think we have plans to close it. I would say at least through the end of the year, but that's not vetted by any of my coworkers. That is just me saying it. So I think you've got some time. Yes. Are there any other questions? Oh, I remembered what I wanted to tell you. It only took me like 10 minutes. Okay. So, one thing I want to tell you, I want to emphasize about this project is that yes, you can email me your stuff. And I want you to do that I really want you to do that. But I also need you to fill out the form. If you email me something and say, hey, this is for the COVID project, and you don't fill out the form, I have to delete it. And I like legally can't keep it. And I've gotten some cool things that I've then said, hey, can you fill out this form? And I never got the form, or I sent them to the link and they never did it. Um, so it's important. Please make sure to fill out the form. And yes, that's what I wanted to emphasize. Um, yeah, so I think that'll about do it. So if you have any more questions, please email us, me or the me. Please email me. um, and I will happily answer your questions. I will happily take your content. Um, yes, so we're going to call it there. Um, and I hope everyone has a good rest of your week. So tune in next week for Sarah and her office hours on our reopening. So thanks. We'll see you then. Bye.